didn't say excuse me, didn't say pardon me, and I've raised you better than that. Also, if you don't want anyone to pay attention to you, when you got up there to say what you had to say, since it had to be real quick and you're supposedly shy, you don't want attention on you, you could have gone up there, hey, my name is Keone, I'm in 10th grade, I'm here because my mom makes me be here, and gently handed the mic back to the man. You slammed the mic into the man's chest. Kayla, they have it on recording, but my point of the matter is that the way you've been moving has been disrespectful and dishonorable to yourself. And you still come and ask for more and more things without an apology for behavior, and you keep on escalating. So again, I have no problem buying you clothes. What I have a problem with is that you seem to think that it's okay to be disrespectful and have no manners, and that's not okay for me. But that's the thing, you did know because you did it. I need you to be accountable for how you move in spaces.
I didn't think I slammed it against him. I didn't know
That's fine. The man literally, when you handed back the mic, he was like, oh, okay.
I didn't see that.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is you did not maneuver as if it was. Sorry about that, David. Parenting is hard, okay? It is hard. My apologies.
Don't worry, Raquel. I went to drink some water.
Hold
on. How was your weekend?
It was interesting. So I'm mad. Okay, so I went to this event.
Yeah.
For my daughter's school has this thing called I hope I didn't chase off JM. Is he not on here? I'm like, I hope I didn't. Did you make me host already?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want, make me a co-host so I can stop the recording.
Oh, shoot, it done recorded all of that. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry.
Oh my gosh, parenting is hard. So my daughter has this program at her school called Boss. Can you drop the link in the chat for the dispute, the community. I'm so sorry, the community. Hey guys, hey, how are you doing? Let me go ahead and grab this in the chat. For those of you guys that are new to the room, my name is Raquel May David. I am with my wonderful co-host, David Sanchez, and our amazing moderator is JM. So if you guys have a question in the chat and I might miss it, you will see JM will be on the ones and the twos. I know it's not a microphone, okay? It's not the two turntables, but JM will be on in the chat, making sure that you guys have all your questions. I like to start off at our Dispute Panda community. So JM has dropped that in the chat for everyone, so you can grab it while you're loading. So how's it going, David? I know we were talking offline backstage, but how's it going tonight? You got your water, you got your beverage? Yeah?
Yes, I have my Coke.
Yeah, your Coke. He's having my Coke. I actually got ginger ale today. I'm sipping on some ginger ale. Yes, yeah. What you sipping on, Mr. JM? You got some water, some juice?
I just had my coffee.
Coffee this time of night? Oh no.
It's 9 a.m. here right now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the time difference. That makes sense. Okay, so you need the coffee to hang with us. You're right. So if you guys are new to the community, I've had people come into the room before that basically advised us that they wanted to know where they can dip and do with us, if they have questions or concerns. So I like to make sure that we start with the community. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and I'm going to drop it again in the chat so you guys have it. You want to go ahead and start with the community because this is our Facebook. This is where we go if you have questions, concerns, comments, whether you are on the standard Dispute Panda or you are on the Panda Pro, we are coming in here dipping and doing, answering questions and making sure that everyone has what they need to be successful. This is what it looks like once you get into the community. So you have the ability to speak to everyone. If you have any questions, you'll be able to get them answered. JM is all over, okay? These chats, he's amazing. All right. And if you need any help, we also drop links for customer service. So not a problem. We're going to go through that. I saw Kirsten Allen. Welcome to the room. She said she is new and she's looking forward to getting acquainted with the profile, with the platform. So we are happy that you are here for us to dip and do that. So just for reiteration, tonight we are working on Dispute Panda. If you are new to the room, we are going to be going over the onboarding, we're going to be going over what all of the platforms mean. The goal at the end of this training is that you have the ability to go ahead and load your client in, whether it's yourself or you have someone that you need to load in, and we will get the first round of attacks completed by the end of this call. I always start with an icebreaker. Sometimes it's about the business, sometimes it is about you as the individual. So the question that I had is, if you had to choose a rapper to be influential for you, like a rapper that you wanted to talk to, get the business breakdown, things of that nature, who would that rapper be? Or that musician? We don't have to make it rap. That musician of any time, because I love different musicians as well. So kind of get to know what genre you're looking for. We're going to get started at 8:10. Give me 1 second. You guys can drop it in the chat. Fee said none, if you want to be honest. I love that. Tell the truth, Fee. 1 second, guys. I need to adjust this door. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let a few people in. If you guys have someone that you want to talk to, whether it's a musician, a celebrity, who would you like to have a communication with? You can drop it in the chat or come off of mute and tell me. Let's see, guys. We got some more people coming in. All right, all right. Let's see. Hey, great night. Love to see faces, new and old. You got questions tonight? Okay. Love to hear that. Okay. Who was I thinking? So an artist that the question of the night for connection was who or which celebrity would we like to meet and have conversations with? I know last week I said Rihanna. This time I'm thinking Prince. Okay. I really feel like I want to have a meeting with Prince because he left such a vast genre of music that I would love to know what he's all about. Okay, Duke Ellington. You know who I was thinking of? Dizzy Gillespie. I would love to have a conversation with Dizzy as well. That would be amazing. All right, guys, we're going to give 2 more minutes. If you guys are new to the platform, let me see with everyone in the chat. Go ahead and drop for me pandas if you already have the platform, and then drop a heart if you don't have the platform. So this way I can know. JM said he got the platform. You better have the platform. You better have the platform. If you do not, I'm dropping the link. We're going to start from the top and we're going to dive in together to talk about what the platform is about and how it can help. Oh my gosh, so everyone here has it? Did you get a sample report? No, it's actually loading. I will have it, from my understanding, if not next week, the week after. But I did ask for both. Did you just like a You can tell he know me in real life, y'all, because he's just on here acting bad. Ever since I updated my internet, he don't know how to act. That's what's going on. Updating my browser. Okay. So it looks like everyone has the app. So drop an emoji if you have already loaded a client in, because then the way I'm going to do this is going to be slightly different if you've already loaded a client in. All right, come on, Ricardo. Ow. Come on, Ricardo. My clients are the link. Get off my. You want to start talking about your people?
They are. I asked them to get credit Dino
Dino?
2 weeks ago.
And they haven't gotten it?
Because I just need. I'm about to do it for myself, but I just have too many monitors. But I mean, I'm probably just gonna have to do it for myself.
What do you mean? Like load them, like sign them up?
Yeah, load the reports. Because the only thing my VA was saying was that she just loves credit. I mean, Dispute Fox, because they have like what they show for each client every month when you delete stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying like that's that's like how she knows how to do stuff. And I
And-
told her she was probably using the free version of Dispute Panda before.
Right.
And because she said CRM and reports is what she needs. And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, I can switch everybody over as long as she has those two things. So those are my questions.
Gotcha. So yeah, with the Pro, you do get that updated information. And I did ask Dominique for a sample. I actually am going to be doing some imports tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that I'll be able to grab and like try to block out the names so you can at least see beforehand. Ricardo, before we dive in, we're a little behind, but come on off of mute. Come on, Ricardo, what question do you have? Because I might have an answer.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I basically imported my first client on Friday that just passed, the 27th, and I decided to do 3 different kinds of attacks at once. It was a different approach. I basically was attempting to kind of bury them in paperwork.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know what your thoughts on that was. I did the nerve attack, which was 3 letters, 1 to each bureau. Then I did the punch of fury and also did the paralyzing touch point. So in total, it's about 31 letters.
Okay. So which one of these guides did you select from? Did you do the blue attack?
This is my first time seeing this guide. I went freestyle. It was the same, my first day signing up, and I just went for it. So
Okay.
yes.
I love the enthusiasm. Let me start there. I love the enthusiasm. What I will go ahead and say is that you run the risk of it being considered a frivolous attack, because you've done so many types of letters within that window, right? So the goal is that when you send a round of attack with a certain flow, let's say a certain verbiage. So whether you did the nerve, the pinwheel, the punch of fury, that is a certain pattern of verbiage with specific attacks, right?
I got
so
you.
when you then decide to go ahead and do multiple, what you're running the risk of is that the credit bureau coming back and saying, hey, we think this is frivolous. And because of that, we're not doing anything, right? Now, if that does happen, what you would do is, and I'm going to take you to where this guide is so you'll actually have it in hand. And that's why I love these.
Okay, perfect.
Go into them. We're going to dive into how you get to it. What do you need before for training? You know, all of the good things, because I like to keep it a buck with y'all. Make sure you have help even when I'm not here, or David. So in the chat, JM has already put the link for the guides. I'm going to show you how you can get to the guides in the system and without logging in, so you have access to both. But you wouldn't really know how it's affecting you until you actually go to get the responses. I know a lot of people think burying them in paperwork is the way to go, but some of these letters organically do that because of the amount of accounts that are allowed in some of the letters, right? So I'm going to take you through all of that so you'll be able to hang tight. So just rock with me really quickly. I'm not going to show the video tonight since everyone here already has the Dispute Panda software. I want to do one more check before I just commit. Everyone that already has the Dispute Panda software, please drop a panda in the chat. Panda. So I know how many of you guys do have it. I know that currently in the room we have 19 people. So if I can get as many of you guys to drop an emoji, that would be greatly appreciated, so I can kind of figure out where we're standing. Mr. Durant, is it Durant? Like the basketball player? I need to stop playing like you don't know that I know that you had to play.
Yeah, you said drop it in the chat.
You know,
like, unless you already did it.
You know I like messing with you. You my favorite.
Well, you don't answer my emails.
What emails?
I sent you an email.
Send me a private message so I know what your email is, because I promise you I respond to emails. Don't put me on pressure. You're like, yeah, I promise y'all I respond to emails if I see them.
I know. I know, because you real good about responding, so.
Yeah, I'll be on it. I'll be on it. Okay, so we're gonna get started from the top. I love Melissa said I'm new to the platform. So Melissa, do you already have the Dispute Panda platform or you don't have it as of yet? Just want to make sure I have it clear. You can come off mute if you like. Okay, cool means I'm gonna write that down. What attack should I use if someone is already repairing my credit for the past 2 to 3 months? That's a great question. I'm going to tackle that in the Q&A. If you can, Chuck on, I think it's Chuck Mo Music. Put your hands up so that once I get through this, you'll be the first person that I answer in the Q&A section. All right, all right, all right. So we're going to get started. For those of you who are new to the platform, this is what the main page looks like before you actually get into your own profile. So on today, I'm going to take you through signing up for Dispute Panda. For all of you guys that already have the sign up, please don't fret. We are going to, once we get everyone onto the same page, we're then going to dive in and talk specifically about using the platforms and all the benefits that the platform has. So with that being said, I want to talk about some key points at the top of the banner here for Dispute Panda. So I am going to teach you today how you can dispute credit 100% free with no overhead with the standard Dispute Panda. I will dabble around some features that are with the Pro, but my goal here is to get you guys understanding how to leverage the free Dispute Panda platform to be able to be a beast in these credit streets, okay? So number one, Dispute Panda standard is completely free. Think of it as your client relationship manager where you can house everything. So for those of you who are doing credit repair as a credit repair organization, you can load unlimited clients in here. You have the ability to store them, know when you sent out a round and when the next round is supposed to go out. And then you have the ability to also, if you sign up for Credit Dyno as an affiliate, you can make money off of the credit monitoring and therefore generate free attacks every 35 days for your clients. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit more. So if you have questions, I promise I'll tackle them all. But the standard Credit Dyno is free for you to just house the clients, house the ID. So if your clients happen to be you, your husband, your mom, your dad, guess what? You're good to go. You can have all the information there. And if all of them are signed up to Credit Dyno, you do not have to pay the $17 per round, okay? Now, if you decide to upgrade to the Pro gives you a dual facing, which means you will have a login information and your clients have the ability to log in, upload documentation, email you, dip and do and have a secured platform for you to go ahead and have that conversation. It is $1 for 14 days, and then thereafter it's $197 every single month, or you can pay the yearly price and save and get 2 months for free. Again, if you're not a credit repair organization or this is not something that you want to do not fret at all. You can choose the free option and still be a beast in these credit streets, and I'm going to take you through that, okay? So this right here that says Pro calculator, integration, these are all Pro features, okay? I'm going to dive into that just a little bit further once we get into the software, but what I want to do is first things first. I need you guys to go to the training tab, okay? Inside Dispute Panda, there is also a tab on the left that says, so if you guys are already logged into your Dispute Panda, on the left, it actually says training. If you click the button, it will take you right here. At the very top of the training tab gives you your free download, which looks like this, that breaks down attacks, what rounds should go out, when they should be certified versus non-certified, as well as the frequency of which you're sending the letters out, okay? So if you are looking to do this on, okay, if you are looking to do this as a business and you want it to be on autopilot, we are also launching new flows that will be coming in shortly based on the results that have come back from the actual Credit Dyno software users that are using the credit monitoring, and the influx that has come back from removals, deletions, all of that, because the AI software that we utilize leverages all that information to be able to dive in real deep. Okay, so with that being said, if you want to do credit repair on autopilot, you do not have to fret of what letter do I send first, second, or third. We're giving you the blueprint to be successful, and you can literally get that from clicking this button that says free download. Now, if I'm not here, okay, y'all, and it's not a Monday and it's not a Wednesday, but you need some tea in these streets, and you're like, how do I get this information? What do I need to do? The full training is right here for you to learn how to go through the software. If you are using a different credit monitoring software or anything of that nature, we do have a breakdown in the training tab when you scroll down, and actually a breakdown of what each of the tabs mean once you get into the system. So you do not have to worry. If you have any questions, we also have 24-hour customer service, which is what I love. So if you ever have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can click on the contact up here, or if you're actually in the software, when we get there, I'll show you again. It's located on the left side at the bottom under training. And if you have a specific client question like, hey, my credit import is not working, or I don't see where to put my IDs, you can literally write in the actual client. You can send the email to customer service specifically what you want, and someone will be able to support you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You put the actual client's information here that you need to dispute. And one of the things I love is if you don't really have a client specific question, but you have like another question like, hey, if you guys are beta testing something, I want to be a part of that focus group. You can put that information in so that the team over at Dispute Panda will be able to dive in with you and select you if they're having another beta testing. I love being able to part of that. So if you need anything, you have any questions, we're not here, this is where you would go. All right. If you are already on the site, you would click login. If not, you're going to click sign up, and we are going to sign up together. Now, normally I run a video so everyone kind of knows where to go, but since a lot of people drop pandas saying that they have the actual software, I just am gonna go through the high level of this, and then we're gonna dive in to actually loading our first client, getting the first round out, and then we're gonna open the floor for Q&A. How does that sound? Good? All right, I like seeing faces. Hey, Melissa. Welcome to the room. Hey, Ray Clark. I love seeing faces. So if you guys are, hey, love. Hey, love. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to raise your hands. I will go ahead and kind of like pause once we get through this section. And that way, if you have any questions before we go into loading our first client, you have breathing room to do so. Also, utilize the chat. My homeboy JM always has it on lock, okay, to make sure that your questions are answered in real time. So we're good to go. So before we start doing the onboarding to actually sign up for this credit for Dispute Panda, does anyone have any questions?
Well, necessarily, I was actually I was working on some of this stuff earlier today with the boroughs, TransUnion. I went to the bank. I looked and I checked out all the disputes that I got on there, the negative inquiries and everything, and I found 3 negative ones. One was for my car note that I had like 2 years ago. I paid that off though. So I spoke with them today, and they said they'll take it off because they were supposed to take it off like about 2 years ago from the history. And then I have one from TD Bank that I got a whole dispute letter written out from the bank about a credit card that I never issued. It was never issued to me, that I never signed up for.
Okay.
So we're working on that dispute right now to get that off. And then I got another one from a Barclay Bank, some Barclay Bank. I don't know what that's for either. So I'm going through those disputes right now. So I was trying to get on the Panda last night to see what I could do, but then you guys, I think you asked for a copy of the Social Security, and I wasn't able to get it at the time because it's in a storage. So
Okay, so I'm gonna actually go through and show you some options, just in case you guys missed it, of other documentations you can collect once we get into right before we start the loading a client in. So you'll be able to see what other options you can use if you don't have the social, because the social is technically optional, okay?
right. 'Cause I had the driver's license. They said they wanted 2 pieces of ID for it. They
Mhm.
wanted 2 pieces. So I was like, okay, I just gotta wait. So I started to work on the stuff already,
Okay.
on my own. But I'll still see what you guys can do. I'm sure you guys are gonna do a better job.
Oh, we are tough. Let me tell you something, okay? This software, I'm just gonna tell you, I've been using it for a little over 6 months, maybe about 7 to 8 months. I want to say it's over 6 months that I literally fully committed and transfer my clients over here. And I'm gonna tell you personally, I have seen movement. I'm not a person, like, I'm not a social media influencer that's just gonna promote something that I don't believe in. I use this software
Okay.
every day. So I'm gonna take you through. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through sign up, and then we're gonna dive into the actual dashboard, and then we're gonna talk about documents and all that good stuff. Okay?
Yeah. 'Cause I'm still confused. Like when you say load up the clients and all of
Yeah,
this,
we're
I'm
gonna
like,
do that tonight. Look at God. Look. Are you by your computer?
I'm on my laptop right now. Yeah, looking at y'all guys working.
All
I
right.
do
Okay.
I do my due diligence, so I'll check some stuff out already. So I just need an expert now, the mentor.
I got you. So that's what we're here for. Okay. So for everyone that's new, I want to go ahead and talk about signing up on this platform. So if you are going to be a client as well, I'm going to say this again. If you are going to be doing your own credit as well, whatever email you sign up the platform with, you cannot use the same email as a client. So if I am May Raquel for the sign up, mayraquel@gmail.com for the sign up, then I have to be raquelmay@gmail.com. So if you do not have another email address, I know that most of us here were like around when MySpace was open. So I know we got multiple emails, okay? You just need to use a different one when you're loading yourself in as a client. So today I'm going to make my husband the owner of the business on tonight. Okay. Oh, somebody trying to come in. Welcome in, y'all. Okay. So you will go ahead and log in your information. And you want to put in your phone number that you will be leveraging, that if the Dispute Panda team has to call you, have any conversation, they know how to get a hold of you. If you are doing this as a business, you want to put your business name on there. Again, if you are not doing it as a business, no need. If you change your mind a couple of months down the line, feel free to come back and make the necessary adjustments accordingly, okay?
Okay. Raquel, that was what I was actually getting this done for, but does it matter if I do it that way or the other way?
What do you mean?
Oh, for my business.
So if you want to put your business name in there, you can. I'm going to show you what happens on the other side if you decide to put your business in there. You can put it in now or you can put it in later. It's completely up to you.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of just watching the video now and trying to see what you got going on. I didn't go on the next tab or anything.
Nope, nothing.
I'm recording though.
Okay, no problem. And just to let you know, this will be, we do have a YouTube platform. So all the videos and all the trainings that I've done Mondays and Wednesdays are also located there. Dan will drop the YouTube link so you guys can look at it, because I want you guys to have all the great information. So with that being said, once you do that part, you come here and it's basically giving you the terms and conditions to be in relationship with Dispute Panda, what you can expect, what you're looking for, all of those amazing things. So I'm not going to read it right now. I'm going to tell you, as a business owner, you can always click on it and read the service agreement. It is going to tell you at the top here that you want to go to your email and verify your email information. I'm not going to do that right now today, only because I don't have access to that email that I just created. Don't worry about that, y'all. So with that being said, you can come back. I normally recommend with at least 24 to 48 hours, come back and go ahead and select this so it can go away, but we can still move forward without doing that right now. So if any of you are literally doing this today, you might be like, okay, I need to go and verify. We can dive in and you can still stay with the flow until you can verify later on today. Now, once we are on this main page, this is your main dashboard. When you come in, if you already have clients, the clients' names will be here. If there are any rounds due, anything missing, it will be notated here. For the pro people, you will have the birthdays on there for anyone who has the pro. So the client's information will be here. If you are wanting to upgrade to the pro after I tell you guys all of the good things that come with it, you can click upgrade. But one of the things I really stress, especially when we're talking about passive income, is to get the credit monitoring together. So before I dive into the rest of this, I want to talk about Credit Dyno. Credit Dyno's credit monitoring is slightly different. I call it a lot, but it's different from other credit monitoring for two main reasons. Number one, your credit monitoring gives you the information for up to 7 years for your clients. So a lot of other credit monitoring softwares only give you the ability to see your client's information for the past 2 years. So what ends up happening is as you're trying to dispute, you have to constantly wait for the credit bureaus to respond to get the full 7-year report. Well, with Credit Dyno, as soon as you log in, you have the full 7 years for your client. So if they're if they're now current with, let's say, their child support, but it shows that it's still under the delinquent tab or the derogatory tab, you'll be able to tell them, yes, it's still under derogatory because it shows in 2020 you were late. Now you're not late now and you're current, but I want to educate you as to why this is like that. As we go on and I load one of the credit profiles in, I'm actually going to point out a lot of other amazing features that comes with Credit Dyno, but that is the first one that I like to point out. And the second one that I like to point out is that when we are talking about passive income, if you have Credit Dyno, you actually get paid more in residuals when people are signing up for your affiliate. And they also have two different types of packages. There's the standard one that's $29.99, where you roughly get like $8 per client that signs up. But you also have a third option, which is when they sign up for Credit Dyno and they keep the credit monitoring, every 35 days, you get to pull import, and you get to have a free round of attack for that client. So in essence, the only thing you're covering is ink, paper, toner. Well, ink and toner are the same thing, and stamps for your client. So it keeps your overhead low when you're utilizing this platform if you're leveraging the Credit Dyno. All right, so that's a feature that I love. If you guys have not done so, you can click on Become an Affiliate. It literally opens up and you can log in your information, create a password, and you can put this on your social media platform. I like to do, like tomorrow, I have a bunch of, on my LinkedIn, my Instagram, my Facebook, there's an auto message that posts every end of the month and beginning of the month for the first 5 days that just talks about credit monitoring. Like, you can't know how good or bad you're doing if you're not pulling your actual credit report. Like, you need to pull your credit report to know your numbers. And I drop my affiliate link, and roughly I get no less than 5 to 7 people that sign up. Once they sign up there, I'm like, come on, let's get it. Like, you didn't see your numbers. Let's repair this credit. What are we waiting on, right? So that's a good way for you to kind of have conversations, especially if people comment on your Facebook. You can engage with them and just have good dialogue and create passive income just by them filling out for credit monitoring, and you get paid, right? So if you wanted to find out a client, I want to show you there's 2 ways to get to it. So let's say there were clients in here. I do have to put at least 3 characters for it to show a client. If you don't have those 3 characters, it won't pull anyone up, but you can go ahead and type the client in there, or you can click on this client tab. You can see your active clients or your inactive clients. This is where you also can import clients if you're using this as a credit monitoring software and you're leaving somewhere else to come over here. Or to load any new clients. This is where you would go to load them, okay? And we're gonna come back to this so that we can load ourselves in. I'm a firm believer, and I say this in every class, I don't believe in disputing someone else's credit without you disputing your own. No matter what credit score you are at. And I'm going to give you guys this really short story. I have an accountability partner. That's my business bestie. And she and I were at odds for months because I kept saying to her, pull your credit, pull your credit, pull your credit. And she was like, I don't need to pull my credit because I'm never late on my bills. I was like, I get you, but there's also it's a known fact that 87% of credit reports are inaccurate. Let's keep in mind that people are the ones that's normally entering your information in the system. They're keying it in, they're typing it in. They might spell your name with 2 D's instead of 1. So there could be minute errors on the credit report that have nothing to do with the actual accounts or the trade lines that are notated on your account, like on your report. It could be simple that they have the wrong address, or they have your name spelled wrong, or they have your date of birth wrong. And if you're going to be in this business, I feel like if you have the ability to be educated your clients on a deeper level, because you know that TransUnion sends the Bible, right? You know that TransUnion likes to send stall letters. You're able to educate your clients on that fact as well, so that you can look like you know your stuff and you're helping them be a beast in the credit streets. Y'all will find out that is my tagline. I use it all day, helping everyone become a beast in the credit streets. Okay. So the goal is you want to make sure that you know how to have this level of dialogue, and you being able to send out letters to the credit bureaus, looking at what they look like, knowing what the codes are saying. You're able to have this conversation with your client and always be the person that is the subject matter expert on every single call, and being proactive instead of reactive when it comes time for your clients, right? So I will jump back into this screen in one moment. I want to finish the column so that we can dive in and load our first client, which I'm going to load me today, and we can get started, okay? So this section is when you have already sent out letters for your clients. You are able to see the date and time that the letters go out. Wonderful thing about Dispute Panda is that if you are not a control freak like myself, you can go ahead and have the system mail out the dispute letters for you. Now, y'all already, for those of you guys that are new, I have a 6-year-old and he's my bodyguard. He takes me to the post office on Saturday, okay? When we go to the post office, he really only go to talk to the lady at the front who give him candy. He acts like he's my bodyguard, y'all, but he's really there to get candy. So for me, I print out the letters. That's my bonding time for me and my youngest son. And then if I go during the week, my oldest son normally comes with me because he gets paid to help me stuff the letters and things of that nature. That's still home for now. But if you are not a control freak, you do not need to see eyeballs to eyeballs with the post office. You can definitely elect to have the system send it out for you. The system, it tracks. So if you are doing certified mail, which is the trackable code, you will have a tracking code. It does log to the USPS site. If you are just doing standard first class mail, I like to keep it real with y'all. It's just like you taking a letter to the post office and dropping it off, right? Hopefully it gets there. I have not personally experienced any issues because, like I said, I normally take my letters to the post office. I have my accountability partner, she does the mail option, and she has not experienced a situation before. One thing that I did hear in one class is that the young lady, while it was going through the process to mail, she also clicked download. So it kicked out some that was supposed to be going through the mail, and it made her have to manually download it for herself to print it out and mail it out for her client. So my recommendation is, if you're going to have it mailed, let the sequence go through in its entirety. And I will show you what that looks like once I build my client in. So you won't be like, how does that work? You'll be able to see it. Things that I want to point out in this screen that some people forget. Our customer service is 24/7, okay? The mail ain't. The mail is not. The mail cuts off at 12 p.m. that same day. They only work Monday through Friday. If you are doing anything or submitting any letters after 12 p.m., please know it will not go out until the next business day. So don't be big mad if you, like me, at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday trying to send some letters out, honey. It's not going out till Monday. So I'd like everyone to know the T if you're going to be leveraging the Dispute Panda Flow. You are able to track it. You don't have to go back and forth between the USPS. You literally can come here and you'll be able to click on the button to track what's going out for the client, okay? Now, this inbox is a pro feature. This allows you to send a secure client portal to your client. So if they want to upload their ID, their bank statements, any documentation, you have a secure platform for you to have that dialogue on, okay? For you to talk to them. But this is a pro feature. Also, the reports. I promise, guys, I'm trying to get a copy of what the reports look like. What it does, it just gives the information as to what was deleted last time and what's available now. So it's a really great analysis report for you to speak to your clients about. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks when we get into the software. But this is also a pro feature. And then the subscription option is also an amazing pro feature that goes over, you can create your own specific plans. You can create a payment form. You also want to make sure that you link your merchant service if you're upgrading to pro, so that way when you send the invoices to your clients, they can pay you, because we in here for some shmoney. Like, we want your credit to increase, but we trying to get that shmoney. Because I need to get new hair, okay? Don't worry about this, but I need to get new hair, okay? So that's why we need to pay attention. So as I was saying before on the main screen, if you guys have any questions and you come into this software, you actually have the ability to click on the training tab in here for it to take you automatically to the training information where you can get the documents as well. So you don't have to feel like you're stuck with getting things done. Hang on one second, because y'all know I click buttons all the time. Okay, here we go. So the training tab will take you to where you can actually see the videos and all of that full fun information that I showed you earlier. Because again, I want you guys to have access to everything you need to be successful. And then the contact us takes you to this tab where you're able to contact anyone in customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to get support. Now, before we dive into clients, I want to talk about this screen. So here's something that we need to talk about when we talk about balances. Remember that if your client is with Credit Dyno, which I'm going to show you how to import your client today with Credit Dyno. If your client is with Credit Dyno, every 35 days, as long as they have the credit monitoring, you have a free round of disputes. But remember, if you're using the system to mail, honey, you're going to need money in your bucket. Okay, so you can elect to put money here and just say, hey, I got 500 billion thousand clients. I want y'all to have that. Okay, you can buy credits for the mail or the tax if you have some clients that are not using Credit Dyno. And then we have an amazing, what the Credit Dyno team and the Dispute Panda team noticed is that a lot of people were buying a specific amount of credits. So with that being said, that people were buying a specific amount, they decided to create a subscribe and save. So I want to talk about this because if you're doing this for yourself or your husband, your family core, you're like, okay, me and my siblings are going to get together. I'm going to charge them the at-cost rate in order to generate these letters and get these in the mail. But I want to make sure that I have credits if I don't want to mail that off that day and I want the system to do it. You can do a subscribe and save, and every 30 days, the system will actually give you 50% of what you purchase. So if you purchase a $10 package, you'll get $30. If you purchase a $60 package, you get $90. The card information that is here needs to be your card information, not your client or your cousin or your sister. What I would recommend is that if you're doing this for yourself, that's fine for you to do the subscribe and save. If you're doing it for multiple people, this may not be beneficial. You might just want to purchase the credit separately for the mailing, just to make life easier. But if this is you, you know, it's like me and my little 3 crew, $60, you're going to get $90, and every 30 days you're going to get bills. So if you don't use the whole amount, you'll still have, I like to call it rollover. It doesn't go away. Your balance will still be there for you to be able to use. You also can store your payment information in here so that whenever you come in, if you have to re-up on credits, you have the ability to do that to save your card. And that way you get in and get out quite simply, okay? I'm gonna go over this side tab with you guys. So I know that Mr. Ray was speaking, so I wanted to go over the profile. So once you get in to the balance tab, so how we got here, I'm gonna leave here and come back. How we got here was I clicked on the balance tab and it took me to the settings site. What you would do is if you click on profile, you're able to see your name, your phone number. If you want to add a dynamic photo, you sure can. This is just your information. And basically, if you have the pro, people are able to see that information, right? If you have it as a corporation and you already have a logo, you have a website, you have all of the things, you can plug it in here so that you are able to go ahead and you're able to go ahead and have your business information in here. Your contract is also accessible if anyone needs a contract. I know that Dominique was advising that he has loaded a contract in the community. So that's why I definitely stressed at the beginning of the call for everyone to get in the community, because if you don't have a contract, and I want to be clear, contracts are state specific, right? But if you need a general overview of what a credit repair contract should look like, it is located in the community for you to have access to. But you can put your contract here so that when you send your client the invite, if you are on the pro, they have accessibility to see the actual agreement, okay? You can put your logo in here. And something that I like about this program so much is for my Dispute Panda, like my kids, it's, you know, I have a home business. So my kids already know how to dispute credit, right? So each one of them have their own login. So instead of me giving them my login information where they can change something or delete something that's not necessary, they have their own login and it's free. I don't have to pay extra. So if I decided after my oldest son moves out and my daughter moves out that I want to hire a VA to do it, they don't have access to any of my personal information on there at all. Right? So they will only have access to look at the clients, do the dispute letters, and it offers a nice level of safety. If you have affiliate links because you have signed up to other credit monitoring sites, no fret, you can plug it in there. And if you want to give your clients options, you know, you have the ability that when they go to the Safe Client Access portal, they can choose which credit monitoring software that they elect to have based off of your sponsorship code or your affiliate code. All right, that's for the organization tab. For the dispute tabs, now the credit bureaus have a gazillion different addresses, okay? So if for some reason the addresses are coming back, the mail is coming back, and your client is seeing instead of it being Experian at 9701, it's 9707, you can literally come here, change this, and then save the change so that way every letter that goes out will go out to the new address. This does happen from time to time that the credit bureaus will love to change that information. You will know if it shifts. And again, in the community, if we see that trend, we normally post it there so you have accessibility to see it as well. This takes you back to buy credits, of course. And if you are doing any invoicing or any billing to your clients, also it shows you the attack rounds and stuff for your clients here at the invoicing. You also have access to activity, so you can see what attacks have gone out, the mailing status as well, and any person who has credits. And I'm going to show you what the credits look like once I get loaded in the system so you have access to it. This integration, which was also on the other screen, is an option for you to integrate other softwares with Dispute Panda through the Zapier platform. This is a pro feature, so if you are not on pro, which you don't need right away, that's completely fine. This is something that you can get later once you've upgraded, okay? This is also an option for you to make money where you can refer other people that are wanting, or if you get into a room, this is something that I normally offer. Like if I go into a real estate convention or I go to a auto dealership convention, because I pull up in those places a lot, and they're saying, well, we want to do credit repair ourselves, I will refer this software to them, and I get my own affiliate link, and they will be able to, I'll be able to get credits every time they go ahead and purchase, right? So you got to get your money to what? Make money. Okay. So before I start loading myself in as a client, or my husband, I might use my husband tonight. Does anyone have any questions before we load myself in? Okay, go ahead, come on mute, come off of mute, Mr. Ray. Let me see.
No,
Okay.
I was saying I'm good. I was just really wondering, but the client thing, it sounds like, I don't know, I just want to get my credit score up, or get these inquiries off. I don't know about the client thing, really, about adding clients. I don't know. Is that part of it? I'm just trying to figure it out.
So if you're trying to do you would add yourself in as a client.
Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
So remember, this platform has a duality. If you
Okay.
want to, because we found that there were a lot of people that wanted to fix their own credit that are getting the platform, but there are also other credit repair agencies that are also getting on the platform. So if you are not a person that's going to be doing this as a business, like you're not going to have a bunch of people that's going to sign up, you're just leveraging this for you, that's okay. You are your client. So you would be loading yourself into the system. Make sense?
Okay, yeah. That's what I want to do, right?
Yeah. So, to any other questions, guys? Nope. All right. All right. Well, let's get into it now. So, I'm gonna click on the new client information, and I'm gonna use my husband again because I love him so much, y'all. I do. So when I'm going through this software, I like to make sure that everything is capitalized that needs to be capitalized, because I'm a neat freak like that. But what you want to do is make sure that you're putting the information necessary for your client. So what that means is, if you have a junior, a 5th, a 17th, it's not required. However, I personally add that information in myself. So if I'm dealing with George, Georgina, George the 3rd, George the 5th, I'm putting that information in there. The middle name is not necessary, but I do put the middle name in there. I do have a client right now where, like, they have the same name, but a different middle name. So one has like Victor as a middle name, the other one has Sebastian. So for them, I did put the middle name in there because I saw that they wrote out their middle names on their documents. So that was something that I did for my clients. Completely up to you. The only thing that is required is first name and last name. Okay. Those are 2 things that are required. Now, once you go into the system here, you're going to go ahead and put in an email address, and blue_7 at Gmail. So remember, we can't use the same Gmail that we used originally because it won't allow, the system won't allow it to sync, right? So you have to use a completely different email. Don't use a fake one like I'm using, y'all. Use your real email so that everything works really good. Now you want to make sure that the information that you're plugging in for the phone numbers, is accurate, and then you just put the last 4 of the social. Remember that everything that you're inputting into this portion is actually going to be generated on the actual letter. So you want to make sure that you're using the correct information for your client, the correct last 4 of social. When it comes to the address, you want to make sure that the address is accurate. Mockingbird Lane. Now, you don't want to put all of the address information on one line. You want to segment it out to make sure that it does not create any issues when the letter is generated. Okay. Now, if you have the pro version, you would click invite client to safe client access. It will generate an email with the client's login information in there and send it to them in real time. If you do not have the pro and you're using it just for yourself, your family, or you're going to just house everything and it's a client relationship manager, then you are able to just go ahead and not check this box. You would put their birthday, And all of this information that person wasn't even born yet. All this information will be generated on the actual letter once you get into the system. Okay. It says, oh, look, you see how it's nosy? It knows that zip code isn't right, y'all. You see, they don't know that the address is a lie because they know 1515 Mockingbird Lane. Okay, but it knows 76549 that the zip code needs to be corrected. We're gonna move. So when you get to this portion, this is the information that you need to collect from your client in order for you to have valid identification that Rebecca is Rebecca or Raquel is Raquel, right? If you're doing it for yourself. So if, for instance, I'm gonna give you a great example. My husband and I, we lived in Florida for 13 years. For whatever reason, he won't change his ID. Okay, y'all, he won't change his ID. So if I was disputing his credit, which I do because he don't listen to me all the time, I will use a different verification form for him other than the ID because I know he doesn't go to anymore. Now I'm gonna tell y'all why he's doing that because he wants me to go back to Florida, but I'm not. I'm not going back to Florida. Okay, I'm not doing it. I was there for 13 years. I'm out. But if your client for some reason has a different identification, you want to make sure that all of the information is the same across the board. So if he says he lives in Hawaii, you want to get a documentation that says he lives in Hawaii, and you go ahead and submit all the documents out that are all the same across the board. Okay. So if you're, for instance, one of the things that I tell people all the time, you don't have to use a driver's license. If your client has a passport, like me, I'm from foreign, as they would say, I'm Jamaican, right? I have a Jamaican passport. So I would use my Jamaican passport if I just moved to a new town, right? I would use my Jamaican passport, and then I would use a cell phone bill or a water bill or something, or a lease agreement, right? Or a bank statement as my proof of address.
I'm
So
from Barbados.
oh, hey, cousin.
Beijing, Barbados in the building. You don't know.
I love it. I love when my family pull up. Okay, I love when y'all pull up. One thing that you need to make sure that you're aware of, though, is when you're utilizing the bills, every 90 days, you want to get a new bill. So that way you can validate that the client still lives at the address that they're advising you that they live at. Is that St. Vincent in the chat? Come on now.
Nah, that's Barbados too. That's Barbados too.
Oh, that's Barbados. Don't tell my best friend. Oh my gosh, don't tell my best friend. She's from Barbados. Don't tell her.
Barbados run things. Barbados run things.
Yes, yes.
Don't tell her because she gets on bad, y'all. Don't tell her, please, please. Because she'd be like, how you don't know my flag? Listen, I don't mind. I don't mind. Mine is the only important one, right? No, but big up yourselves. Yes. I love it.
Barbados,
But this is the information that you would need to collect from your client. So to your point, Ray, when you're like, hey, what do I need to use? Realistically, you're only required these two sections: proof of identification and proof of address. So if you don't have the social security card right now, remember that's not a priority. You can use something else. So you can look at the proof of address section. And if you have a cell phone bill, a bank statement, a lease agreement, you can leverage that as your proof of address in order for you to be able to generate letters, because the system will not allow you to do anything if you don't have, the system will not allow you to produce any attacks if those boxes are not checked. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. If these are required, so you're not even going to be able to do anything until these two boxes are taken care of. Understand?
So the driver's license alone isn't enough then?
No, because that's a proof of identification. So you want to also give them something else as a proof of address. Now, what I will tell you, in the past, if all my clients have had is a driver's license that has the valid address that they're living on, have I used it? Yes, but that is not proper protocol. I like to tell y'all how to do it right and keep it tight. Okay, that's it. I'm a rapper here. I'm a rapper. Don't worry about it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the system, and I'm going to show you one of the things that another thing that I love about my Dispute Panda is that my clients like to be extra, maybe because I'm extra, right? And they'll send me their information on this big old piece of paper. Now, again, remember, the point is a low overhead. So if that ID is small right here, or for instance, this is a bill. I don't need the whole bill. They don't need to know all your business. All they need to know is, hey, this is where she lived right here. This where she lived right here. And this is the validation of the time period to stamp that this document is valid, right? So I would crop it and save it to make sure that when I print it out, I try to get all 3 items. So if I have the social security card, the driver's license, and the bill, I have all 3 of them on one piece of paper, no more than 2. So you are able to crop, save, and go. And if for some reason you're like, oh man, it's time for a new letter, or you realize you cropped it wrong, you just click the X, you grab, you drop, and you crop and you go. Okay, it makes it real simple, real easy for everyone to get through. You also want to go ahead and put the ID in. If the ID is on a big sheet of paper, like I said, zoom into where you need to be to go ahead and make sure that it's as tight as possible. You're not wasting any space, because all of this has to be printed on paper, and you're going to waste ink if you don't do it properly. Okay, this client that I'm using, all of their information is here, so you are good to go. I can crop and save with no problems. All right. Before I go any further, I want to know, does everyone in here have their credit monitoring available? And are you already with Credit Dyno? If you are not, I'm going to drop the Credit Dyno in the link. I'm going to stop sharing while I load the client for a moment. Ooh, hold on.
Credit wise, I was going Dino, but then when they stopped me with the social security card and everything like that, and I didn't have the bill, like the phone bill at the time, I was doing something with Capital One, and they put me onto Credit Wise.
So Dispute Panda only works with these particular vendors. So if you're looking to use Dispute Panda to generate a tax for your credit report, you have to use Credit Dyno, Identity IQ, MyScore IQ, or Smart Credit. Those are the only ones that work. Smart Credit Wise is not going to be compatible with the software. That's what I was trying to say. All right, one of the other features that Credit Dyno gives you that I like to talk about is the one-click import. So I don't know if you guys are aware. Okay, hold on one second. JM in the chat, they're asking for the community link again. Can you drop it once more? Because I want to make sure everyone on the call is in the community before we leave. All right. Thank you so much for being an awesome moderator. You're the best. Oh, David came through. Ew. Thank you, David. I was going to say something. Oh, what I was going to say is, normally when you have the Identity IQ or MyScore IQ or the Smart Credit, one of the things that you are like trouble to do is you have to log into those platforms, generate a new report, and then come here and put it in. With the Credit Dyno option, you don't have to do that. You literally just do the one click after 35 days, 35 to 40 days. You come in, you click, as long as the login information is correct, it pulls the numbers and you're good to go. Okay. So that is something that is amazing. Now, I want to point out that you cannot move forward. If you look up here, the attacks are grayed out. You cannot move forward because it needs the credit report in order to generate the letters, right? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to open the floor. If anyone needs Credit Dyno, the link is in the chat. This will give you time to go ahead and sign up. Okay. When you sign up, I think if you sign up under here, you get 7 days for free, and then you're billed $29.99 thereafter. Okay. So you can go ahead and validate all your information and plug it in. So I'm going to stop sharing while I plug in the credit report. Any questions while I am doing that? You guys can come off of mute and ask the questions.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
So, as far as the Panda and the software and all of that, I do a lot of credit funding, being able to put people on the business credit or any type of way to finance your LLC and stuff like that. What I've come across is a lot of people are having problem with their personal credit, right? Getting the disputes or getting ready for business funding
Mhm.
before they take that step. So I was wanting to get involved more in the credit repair side and right, killing two birds with one stone type of thing.
Yep, yep.
Uh, what would it take to be if I'm just an individual and I don't come from a corporation or business or credit repair or anything like that? What would it take for an individual to become that type of entity?
Give me the question again. Would it be what for them to do what? Are you talking about in the software, or are you talking about like building actual credit? I want to make sure I don't miss the
Well,
question.
no, just, more of like myself, right? Because I want to use it to dispute inquiries that I have, and then I also want to do, add clients in there as well. For an
Uh-huh.
individual to, seek clients and do credit repair, what does that, or what would somebody have to do to meet the qualifications to do that for people?
Oh, so you're saying like, what do you need to do to be a credit repair organization?
Yes.
Okay, so that is state by state guidelines. So you would have to reach out to your state. So, like for instance, in Florida, you don't got to do nothing. You can get a little insurance, get you a bond, and you're good to go, right? In the state of Texas, oh my gosh, I don't even know if you need to do anything because I already had my certification because I'm Caribbean again. And because I'm Caribbean, we like to have doctor so and so and so and so. So I went and I got a bunch of things. So you can't tell me I don't know what I'm doing, but every state has a different credit repair organization guideline. So what you would have to do is if you're wanting to do this as an entity, what you want to do, yes, Florida is the easiest state to get into. What you would want to do is go to your state site and type in credit repair organization for that state. And then you will be able to know what guidelines do you have to get licensing? Do you have to be bonded? Do you have to have insurance? Right? What is specific for that? And then a lot of times, so my friend, he does credit repair in Virginia. So he like uploads his contracts and gets them approved through the state, but that's kind of what his requirement is for his state. So it's going to be state specific as to what you have to do. I always tell people to, if you're doing it in your state, like where you live and you want to see how this works, I always do trial runs in the states first before I decide to go ahead and get bonded or get whatever requirements it is to do business in that particular state. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to tell you specifically like, oh, this is what happens because every state is different. And I really only remember Texas for right now. And I don't.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in Texas, so that's
Okay. Well,
yeah.
honey, okay, you need your little, I'm gonna tell you what I have so you can decision. I currently have my CCA membership where I took the test that says that I am a certified credit consultant. That is not required. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's not required for you to do. That is something that I personally did for myself. You are supposed to have a bond here and you do have to have a license. So if you go, the program that I basically used to help me get registered here was inkfile.com. You don't have to. I just happened to use Inkfile because I did not want to have to search for anything. I knew what I wanted my business name to be. So I just gave them my general information, my business virtual address, and I had them register my business here. And Inkfile does tell you different things you need to do if you're going to have a brick and mortar, kind of like what the county and everything requires of you. So
Not to
that
interrupt,
yeah.
but yeah, to Chris, and I got Inkfile for both of my businesses that I own. So Inkfile is really like she said, is really good. They're like spot on. It's very, very easy. You just got to make sure you could cover whatever they're telling you for your LLC or whatever. Yeah, your EIN
Nice.
and everything. So yeah,
So I do
Inkfile is good.
have
Inkfile is good.
I do have an existing LLC that that I use for credit funding and stuff like that and fund I guess investments. I guess but potentially starting a new credit repair would be starting a new one. I would take it. I would
Absolutely.
assume.
I would say to separate it because then you can get funding for each business and charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, just me personally.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was thinking that too.
I mean, funding on top of funding. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I love that.
Once everything gets checked out, start disputing with Panda with myself, and
So what I'm going to tell you is if you're doing it for yourself, you don't need to register it as a business. You can go onto Dispute Panda, go onto the software, generate the letters because you're not doing it as a corporation as of yet. If you want to do it for a couple of people, that is completely up to you. If you want to go ahead and do a trial run, I've told people like if you're trying to get your feet wet into this credit space, go on your Facebook. If you have people that engage, my people don't engage in my Facebook unless I talk about Jesus or I talk about food. Okay. For some reason, they love food and they love Jesus. Won't they do it? So, but if you have people that engage outside of that, you
Yes,
can
he
go ahead
will.
and be like, hey, he do it. Okay. All the time. You can go ahead and put a note on there and say, hey, I'm looking to go ahead and help 5 people fix their credit. Go ahead and DM me, whatever the case may be. And that way you can kind of maneuver and get clientele from that area. But for yourself, you could get the Dispute Panda profile, load yourself in as a client, and start your rounds with no issues, isms, or schisms. Okay. With that being said, when you do your round, I want y'all to see that this cute little box popped up. I took a screenshot. I want to share it with y'all. Okay. And it says free attack. Why? Because I use Credit Dino and I like what? Free. Okay. Oh, free. I like coupons and I like what? Free. I am the person that you can take to Cheesecake Factory and I will still be your girlfriend. Well, not no more because I got a husband. But he took me to Cheesecake Factory and I was completely fine.
I like free
We
99.
together.
I like free 99.
I like free 99. Okay. I like cheesecakes. I like PF chains. I am not too bougie at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I will not stay at a cheap hotel. Okay. My husband says I have to, it's called balance. Okay. I'll eat cheap, but I ain't gonna sleep cheap. Okay. There's balance. You feel me? Balance in life. Okay. So with that being said, when you have your client, there is a free round here. I have spoken to people where they'll be like, oh my gosh, you charged me and it was supposed to be free. No, it is free only for the client you pull in. So if Mikkel, which is my boo, if he's using Credit Dino, but I have a client named Stephanie, Mikkel got the free round. Stephanie did not, unless she's using Credit Dino. So I can't cross sale. You get what I'm saying? The Credit Dino free attack because it's literally client specific. Okay. And I just want to give you that tea just in case you're like, hey, what can I do? This is what you do. So definitely try to get your clients on. It says that you have a free. Sometimes it may take a little while to load that you've used the attack, but trust me, y'all, it's been used and we're going to use it together right now. Okay. So before we dive in, did you have a question? Sorry, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, once we like, maybe I'm jumping ahead, but
Yeah.
once we get everything done, like how long does it take to show up on your credit report? Like the negative items removed and everything like that, or whatever, Panda will do.
So I'm gonna answer that question. Just hang tight. I want you to hold on because
Right, jumping ahead.
the one thing that I will tell you in credit repair. So for all of you guys that might be new to the community, looking to get started, you make no guarantees to your client. My guarantee is I'm going to write the letter. I'm going to educate you on the behaviors. That is my job. Okay. I can only make sure that the credit bureau is looking at the letter. I can't even make sure they're looking at the letters because realistically they can put it, my girlfriend calls it bin 13. That's the trash. For those of y'all that's not military, we can't tell them not to put it in bin 13. But what we can do is aggressively dispute your client and the flow. And I'm going to show you the 2 flows that I normally use for my clients so that you guys will be able to kind of figure out if you want to hit the ground running with those flows or if you want to do something else. Okay. But to answer your question, there's not a definitive answer that I can say, oh, you're going to be done at this time. What I can advise is that normally when we are disputing, cancel. I'm so sorry. Some people are coming in. Okay, cool. Normally when you are disputing clients, one thing that I have found is that you I normally get responses within the first 35 days. Within the first 35 days, there is movement. Now, sometimes it can be a collection that's removed. Sometimes it can be a charge off that's taken off, right? But there's always movement. I have not done a round where I did not see anything. Now, that doesn't mean that other people may not have seen that happen, but you never give a concrete, this is how long it takes, because everyone's different. And depending on, has this person been a first time go round of credit repair, it might move a lot faster than if this is their third or fourth time they're going through the disputes. Does that make sense?
I have a question.
Oh, let Melissa go ahead. Stop, Melissa. You go ahead.
No,
Go
no
ahead.
problem.
You go ahead, Ray. You go ahead.
No, break away. Go ahead, Melissa girl. Hey, boo.
I have a question. I've been working with the Credit Repair Cloud, but I noticed that I don't really see results. So I'm on the fence of trying to go with Dispute Fox or Panda, but I'm trying to just waive my option now. So what do you really think that I should go through? I'm sorry about my dog.
No, you're fine, honey. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this, like I told my clients about banks. Okay, you need to figure out what is in it for you and what the benefits are. Okay, Dispute Panda is free. This Dispute Panda version that we're going through is free. So you can always get the Dispute Panda, load your client in, go through a 6 months, see how it's working. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never loaded someone in here that hasn't gotten results. I personally have been with Credit Repair Cloud before because I did not know there was another option when I started, and I've been doing credit repair on and off for 19 years. So okay. When I started, I was just doing the factual letters and hurting up my wrist. Okay. But when I went to Credit Repair Cloud, one of the things that bothered me was that anything additional that I needed cost additional, right? It was just too much. And if you want to have a partner, you got to pay more for that. This software, if you decide to go to the pro, or even if you just want to keep the free and you have a VA just come in and pull your rounds month after month after month, you literally are not paying anything overhead for the free version. Now, to answer your Dispute Fox question, I'm going to tell you to also get that. You get that 30 days for free. See which one you like. But be very clear that if you're going to use both systems and see what kind of results you get, that you're using apples to apples, not apples to oranges. Meaning, if you have 2 repossessions, right, 2 clients, each of them have repossessions, then you can put one in Dispute Panda and then another one in Dispute Fox, right? But if you're not comparing apples to apples, then it's going to be hard to track to see what's going on. I personally use Dispute Panda. I have also used Dispute Fox. The integrations that are available when you go to Pro are very similar to Dispute Fox as well. So I would say take a test run, see what you like. I have used my Dispute Fox and kept my Dispute Fox for a while until I got all my clients transferred over to Dispute Panda, and then just use my Dispute Panda to dispute. So even when I had Dispute Fox, I wasn't using Dispute Fox to dispute. Once Panda came out, I switched everyone and started disputing in Dispute Panda. Just me.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So what I will tell you is that if you go to the Pro version, there is Kong automation that is offered. And the Kong automation that is offered with Dispute Panda gives you all of the things that you have with Dispute Fox. So you can have the email marketing, you can have, actually gives you even more because you can create funnels with the Kong automation. Kong automation is $99 a month, but it's free for the first 30 days. And it's also like 20% off after that. Okay. So if you're looking to have like an email marketing, if you already have one, now let me keep it a buck with you. If you don't have one, because you're in CRC and you're not emailing your clients anyway, you're not texting them anyway. If you come over here with the Pro, it's giving you exactly what you have, but there are a lot of upgrades. Number one, whenever you do an auto import with your client and you get the new score, with the Pro, you actually get the social media imprint that you can copy and post to your social media, the increases that you have. And a lot of time results actually create more clients to come to you. So that's a really easy way for you to get more people to see, like, I'm a beast in these streets.
Right.
Come over here and stop playing. Right. And you have the secure portal. You also have the ability to have multiple team members without paying more money, which you have to pay in CRC. So yeah, those are the things. I ain't gonna badmouth anybody. I just like to tell the truth. Okay, just like I told you.
Right, definitely. Yes, I appreciate you.
My pleasure. Okay, so we now have the client's report here. Jason, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the disputes methods in 1 second because we're gonna jump over to that screen in a second. All right, so you have the client's import here. I'm gonna tell you that the amazing technology that is AI powered here with Credit Dyno. Again, if you want to dispute mindlessly because you're learning the process, you're building the brand, you're marketing, right? You can have the system come in and it will auto select everything that's wrong for your client. You don't have to do anything. You can literally just go ahead and let the system do its thing. However, if you have a client that says, I'm beefing with CarMax, I'm going to court, then you come here and uncheck the box and don't send any letters, right? But if your client is not beefing with anyone, they're not going through anything at all, you can let the system do what the system is doing without any reservations or any stress on your end, right? One thing I really like about AI technology, which I'm going to show you guys with the dispute docs, is that even though you print the same letter, like let's say you pick the red attack and the first round for the red attack is Pinwheel Super Boosted. You can do everyone that first round and every single letter is going to be specifically catered to the actual account of that client. So no two letters look alike. Even though it's the same exact amount, no two letters look alike. I like when y'all give people loans. Hey, y'all, thank you. So you don't have to worry about it. But I'm going to go in and give you one quick pro tip when you're talking about the Credit Dyno and how you can leverage this education for your client. So if you click this wonderful eye icon, it gives you the information on your client's account. So in this particular case, this account for American Express is a closed account, but let's hypothetically say it was open, right? And your client was coming in and was looking and you were having a dialogue with her like, hey, boo, hey, your scores is like really going through. Okay, it's really having a problem. We're going to talk about your credit health. We're going to talk about your payment history. So you can literally get on the phone call with them and say, hey, my love, I want you to understand that your credit history, your payment history, which is 35% of your score, which is roughly over 190 points, is based on you paying on time. Well, with Amex, it says that you're at 80%. Okay, we need to get you to 100, right? So you're going to educate them. Okay, listen, it's great that you're paying on the due date. I need you to be more aggressive and pay on the statement date. You're going to educate them as to why that's necessary. You're going to educate them on what this account is doing for them positively and what it's doing for them negatively. Again, whether it's open or closed, you can still have the same dialogue as to what is going on with the account. Now, when you get over here to credit health, I love this option, y'all, okay? Let me tell y'all why I love this option. So this person, again, the account is closed. So that's why the credit line is 0. But let's say I'm going to actually use a different one so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so I picked the Capital One. I click the same eye icon and we're going to the account health. So let's say this account was in open standings, not closed. And we're talking to them. So you can literally see from TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax has no reporting for this particular creditor, right? But you're talking to your client and you're like, hey, my love, so we already talked about your payment history. So your payment history on your Capital One's at 68%. We got to get that up because that's over 190 points there. And then you say, okay, but your other portion that's also heavily weighted is your utilization, which is 30%, which is over 160 points, right? So right now your credit limit is 4,000, but you're using 4,823. Ma'am, missus, that's over 100. That's over 100. How do you go over? Who told you you could go over, Linda? Right? And you're going to have this conversation with your client and say, listen, I need you to come back to me. I need you to pay down this. When we're talking about what accounts should we pay attention to, what should I focus on? You can literally have an in-depth conversation with your client and say, hey, this is exactly what I need you to focus on. I need you to focus on your payment, and I need you to focus on your balances. And these are the attacks these are the accounts that I see are an issue. Which one can you attack first? You educate, you put the ball in their court, and then you hold them accountable. Because just like, and I'm gonna say this because I used to be an extra fluffy girl, okay, y'all? I was extra fluffy. So I used to be 305 pounds. And I was like, I ate well, I was good, I was doing okay, I was working out. Child was working out nothing but my mouth, okay? And not just on food, but I was talking to everybody under the sun, right? But I dropped 97 pounds. I think I'm up to like 100 and something pounds now, right? That I've dropped. And thank you, girl, because I knew Melissa would feel me. Okay, Melissa, okay. And I still got here when we do it. But I say that to say a lot of people were like, oh, well, you can't out eat a bad diet. And what was happening was I would stress eat or stress not eat. I'm the type of person where I would not eat at all, right? And then all of a sudden when life is balanced and everyone's acting right, because you know I got kids and a husband and my sister and my brother, everybody's in alignment. So now all of a sudden I can eat again. Well, I already didn't eat for 4 days. And now when I decide to eat, I'm eating like I haven't eaten, and I'm a panda and I'm trying to store everything up, right? But then I would go for a walk maybe twice a week. You can't do that. You get what I'm saying? Like so the same thing applies to credit. Just like you can't outwork out a bad diet, you can't outwork out a bad habit of relationship when it comes to spending. If you are still going over your limits, if you are still paying late, that is a problem. I can write all the letters till Jesus comes off the cross again. Okay, it's still not going to change the fact that you're still using this card too much, Linda. You're still not paying on time. And those two factors are automatically eating up most of your score. So what are we doing? I want to make sure that this relationship is beneficial. My oath that I take is I'm not doing any harm to any of my credit clients, right? Well, if I'm sending out the letters, but you still late, honey, you doing harm to yourself. I will say bye. Thank you so much. Let me know what you need me to do. I'll be happy that you can stay into my education course. I even have a nice little $14.99 package that you can come into my little classes that I hold every single month. And that way, and I send out little personal information letters for you once every 3 months. But I'm not willing to ruin my bond, my reputation, my business, because you then go and tell everybody, oh, this credit repair didn't work. No, your behavior didn't work. So you have to be able to have that conversation. And this Credit Dyno app gives you the ability to not just have the conversation, but show them in black and white. Sis, this is why you messed up. You are currently at 120% over the limit. How do you expect to have good credit? You follow what I'm saying? And you can, with love, in my Michael Jackson, with love, right? You're able to have that conversation and you can hold them accountable. So now when they come back to you next month and they have paid down their balances, you can acknowledge, oh my gosh, last month you were at 120% and you're now down 10%. You're now down 50%, and give them kudos. There's sometimes, like, I don't know if anyone does this, but I use an app called the Fetch app. And I'll get like Amazon cards because, like I say, I like free and I like coupons. I like discounts. Okay, my name is Flo, and I like discounts. So Fetch gives me like where when I scan all my receipts and stuff, I can get like Amazon gift cards or gift cards from the Nike store. So sometimes I'll wait till I get to like $25 and then I'll cash it out. And then any client that I see is making an improvement, I'll give that to them. I'll gift it to them because it's a good way to reiterate or reinforce good behavior. Because the reality is for so long, they didn't have the information and they didn't know how to maneuver. And this gives you the ability to encourage them to keep on the right path of moving forward, right? I'm Starbucks, gift cards, and all of the things. Okay, I have no problems with giving gift cards. Okay, but that's one of the amazing tools here. Now, if you are a little bit more seasoned in these credit streets and you were like, hey, I want to write a factual dispute letter or I want to write a consumer law letter. If you click this button right here, it gives you the ability to go ahead and put the codes that you're looking for or the factual disputing letter in here. You can save it as a template. And what will happen is that information for whatever you're doing, if it's a factual letter or if it's a consumer law letter you're generating, let's say you do a Pinwheel Super Boost, the Pinwheel Super Boost will go out with all of the accounts except for this one. So that account specifically will only generate what that account letter will only generate specifically what you posted in this box. So, and again, you can save the template if you're going to be doing a consumer law or if you're going to be using the same phrase for a factual dispute. If you are not, don't worry about it. You just hit remove. If you change your mind and you're able to be good to go and you pick the dispute letters that you want. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, which is why did the system not pick anything for inquiries? This is something that you have to do on your own at the moment. What you have to do is make sure that this inquiry does not attach to any open and active account for your client. So if there is an inquiry for OneMain and the client has an open and active OneMain or an open and active Capital One account, you do not want to dispute that inquiry because you run the risk of having that account close incorrectly, which is going to definitely tick your client off. Okay, so for now, if you are wanting to do that, you can scroll. I'm a scroller. Okay, but if you are not a scroller, if you are on the Mac, you can do Command F. If you are on the non-Mac, I don't know what's called right now, you do Control F and you're able to go ahead and put in, let's say, OneMain. I can put in OneMain. And then it will show me that there are 3 options, right? So I see all 3 here. I can actually click through. It will highlight the 3 options. So that means in this particular case, I can select OneMain as an option to be included in my dispute round. If for some reason I saw OneMain there, I would not go ahead and dispute it, okay? For Capital One, we know that we saw Capital One there, but I just want to show you how I said cap, and it says that there's 10 items here. So you can click through and actually see where it's showing up on file. So you can make sure that you do not close something that needs to remain open for your client. Now, you have to do this section before you can go to the attack round, okay? So I want to point out all the areas. So this is the inquiry area. You can see all of them or just what's specific to each credit bureau. The public records is bankruptcy, child support, liens, judgments, all of that would be under the public records tab for you to be able to see. And then of course, these are your trade lines, also known as accounts. You'll be able to see all of the account information for your clients and you can review them. You can have conversations with them. Hey, are you the primary? Are you the secondary? Right? You can also educate them. Oh, you're doing so great on this refinance that's here for Truist Bank, right? You can have full dialogues with your clients going over the report or simply asking questions. What's going on with this account? How do you feel about flagship credit? You know, you can literally do a deep sea dive and that way you're making the connection and you're knowing their story. I think it's a lot easier to have dialogue with your clients when you know their story. What's their struggle? What are they not connecting so that you're able to have a real conversation and then hold them to the standard in which they came in and said, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to increase my credit. This was your why. You said you wanted a house, you wanted a car, right? And you're able to talk to them about those accounts. Now you would hit save filter and then the attack tab opens. So my people, I know someone said, hey, I just started attacking. I just went in and started attacking. I want to tell you that the system has a plan for you. So all of these flows work well. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't use all of them. I either use the blue attack, which is for efficiency, or the red attack, which is for effectiveness, okay? As you look through, you'll see that each of them have their own flow. I consider this is my interpretation of efficiency, okay? I'm not gonna say that this is everyone's, but if I have a client who's telling me I'm looking to get a house within the next 12 to 18 months, I will do the efficiency round for them because it is more detailed with the breakage of the letters. It does take a fine tooth comb with accounts. It makes it a little bit more strategic for me to dive in and dispute. However, if I got somebody that's like, listen, I need this in 10 months, like help me out, okay? I'm going to tell them again, I can't make any guarantees, but I will use the red attack. All of these are good. It doesn't matter if you have bankruptcy, charge off, child support, the mama don't like them, the daddy don't like them. It doesn't matter. You can use any one of these flows and you are good to go. I just prefer to leverage the blue and the red attack because when Dispute Panda came out and they leveraged this platform, I was like, I'm getting into it. Like, this is what I'm going to use because they said this is more effective and this one says it's more efficient. You can do a test to see which one works. I'm going to tell you right now, it's 12 months. So it gives you 12 months of disputing letters for your clients. There is no one that I've ever seen that has gotten to month 6 and have not gotten a lot. Like, I know someone who wasn't even using the platform properly and did month 6 and month 4 and got 94-point increase. Do not do that. Okay, I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm saying that she didn't know the guide either, and she did whatever she wanted to do, and she still got results, right? So there's what I will say is if you're not going to follow the flow that is automatically given to you, make sure you're tracking your success. One of the reasons why these flows are epic is because the people at Dispute Panda monitor the success rating for each one of these method of attacks, right? This is how much we got removed with Pinwheel. This is how much we got removed with Round Cake, right? Premium, Super Boost, regular, and the verbiage changes as you go. So you don't want to be super aggressive when you're not quite sure what you're doing just yet. Once you get into the saddle and you're like, okay, cool, I know how this works, I've been tracking, then you can choose to roadmap it how you want to. But if you want to do credit repair on autopilot, pick a flow, work the flow, send the letters. Now, again, some of these flows say certified, some don't. So I'm going to tell you, okay, want to make sure it doesn't time out on me, y'all. Okay, so we're going to do that. With the disputes, you get to know when you're supposed to send your letters out. So on day 1, day 36, day 71. I'm going to tell you that I personally send out my letters every 40 days, not necessarily every 35, but that's just because I know that before I used to fax and the fax numbers used to work very well. Now the faxes are temperamental with the credit bureaus. So because if I'm not doing certified, and I'm doing first class mail, I allow 5 days for it to get there, 30 days for them to work it, and then 5 days for it to come back. So I'm normally pulling my rounds around day 40, not day 35. But as long as you do not allow a major gap, you are fine. You do not want to do it earlier, because if you do it earlier, you pull the round, you go ahead and send out another round of letters, let's say at day 20. What you're doing is allowing the credit bureau to add an additional 14 days to your dispute. So it's going to take longer for you to process. So I promise, just work the flow that's notated in there. You are golden and good to go. So in this case, I'm going to pick the red attack because I like to be efficient. Okay. I'm sorry, I like to be effective. So it's Pinwheel Super Boosted. It does have return to sender. It does have the letters are in color. It is single-sided, and this is going to go out as my day 1 attack. Okay. So I will click on Pinwheel Attack, Supreme Boosted. And as you can see, it tells you the information. So it says it's single letters, no more than 7 accounts, and 10 inquiries are allowed on this particular letter. Now, I want to point out some really cool things on this screen. If you want to switch it to handwrite mode, you simply click the box and the letters will be generated in a handwriting font instead of a text font. If you have Credit Dyno and you are on the Pro, you can click this button, and not only will it generate letters for the credit bureaus, it will also generate letters for the creditors themselves. So you will actually get a letter that you can mail to Capital One. You'll actually get a letter you can mail to American Express to dispute your client's profile, okay? And what you do is simply click Start Round. You want to go ahead and confirm, and then the letters will be generated for you. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, another feature I wanted to talk to you guys about was, as long as you have money in the account on this screen, you have the ability to go ahead and get static letters. Static letters are separate letters that you can leverage. So let's say you sent out a letter to TransUnion and TransUnion did not reply back. You are able to come in here and create a stall letter specifically to TransUnion, and you would go ahead and click this button, put in the date that you originally sent off the letter. If you have the pro version, you can re-upload the letter into this system, and it will print out the stall letter as well as the original dispute that you can mail to the creditor for free, as long as there's money in your bucket. If you want to do a personal information letter, where it says, this is my name, this is my address. And I do want to point out that in every letter, your personal information is notated on there. But if you wanted to create one, like I normally send out a personal information letter on day 5, I do it again like on day 25. I think it's 5 and 7, you're able to go ahead and plug that information in. If there's a failure to respond, so if the credit bureau has not responded to the letter, 35 days has passed, you can go ahead and select that option. And all of these static letters are free as long as you have money in your pool, okay? So that's how you would do the static letters here. Hang on one second, let me get out of here. So if I wanted the system to mail these round of letters out for my client, I would simply come here, click on certified mail, because the first round was supposed to be certified mail. And I automatically know it's going to cost me $41.05 for the letters to go out if I'm doing certified. If this was a regular round and it's just going first class, I would leave it as first class, and then it only cost me $10.10 to generate that letter. And of course, since it's after 12 o'clock, y'all, it's not going out till tomorrow based on the tracking system, okay? So I wanted to go ahead and make sure that you guys were aware. So yes, also in this tab, you get to see the history. So you get to see the letters that were downloaded, the date that it happened, who it's going through. If you had an invoice and you were billing the client, you'll be able to see that information. And on the Pro, you get the option to leave a note. So let's say this round of attack, you also sent out static letters. You can put that in the notes that, oh, I also sent out a cease and desist letter, or I sent out a debt validation letter. I sent out a failure to respond, so that you know when you come back into this file exactly what you did for the client under the client's tab directly. So that's something that you can leverage. I do see. So with that being said, we have officially sent out our first round of attack for yourself, your client, whomever you have, and you are officially good to go when it comes to that. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. I'm going to set my timer because you know I talk too much, y'all. So I'm going to set my timer so I can let y'all go ahead and talk to me. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to the community. So if you guys have any questions, you can come off of mute. I do see that there's a question in the chat, so let me answer that first question. If you challenge an inquiry from Capital One that was done on a different date from the account that you have that is currently active, will that potentially cause an account to be closed? I'm going to say this, I like to err on the side of caution. So if I have a Capital One card, the client has had the Capital One card for 4 years, right? And then I see that there's a Capital One charge that's on there. Capital One inquiry that's on there. I will not dispute it because I would rather be safe than sorry. Okay. And we don't know if they went in, again, you can talk to your client to see if they went in and applied for a card or applied for an increase, and if they did a hard pull or whatever the case may be. But I normally do not touch it if I see an open and active account on there. Also, if you have Capital One account and the inquiry is about auto loan, can you dispute the auto loan inquiry? Yes, I have done that if they have a Capital One credit card, but they don't have a Capital One auto loan. Yes, I will go ahead and dispute the Capital One auto loan because it's two separate entities. Great question. Ms. Gomez, great question. If I need something gone ASAP, what do I use? Jesus. That's what you use. You use Jesus. You also want to see if it's paid or not. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nothing. Like, I saw this online. I remember one girl was like, "How do I lose 30 pounds quickly?" And the girl was like, "Chop off your arm." I was like, "Ooh, no, that's not what you tell people." But she was like, "There's no way for you to lose it overnight, right? You kind of want to make sure that you're prepping yourself, you're doing the right things." So there's nothing that I can say it's going to go away. I can't tell you that it's going to go away in 10 days, 5 days, because it's all subject to what letter flow, who's opening the letter, what kind of disputes they're looking at that moment. The behaviors and the letters have to work in hand when it comes to the client. So I can't tell you that it's going to be like, oh, this method works quickly. Again, I only use the blue method and the red method. Those are the only two I've used. I've never gone a month where there hasn't been anything that has not been beneficial, and I haven't seen removals for my clients. I've always seen removals for my clients. Can we remove eviction? Yes, you can. So there's two forms to that, right? So when we're talking about eviction, there are true evictions, which means they went to court. The court actually said they had to get out. With that being said, you may have to challenge the court as well. But if you're only talking about the credit bureaus, yes, you can still use the method and use these letters to go ahead and to dispute the evictions as well. Any of the flows of work, again, I personally use blue and red, and I have gotten evictions off with the red flow as well as the blue flow. Which attack do you use when continuing after another person has set disputes, and do you know what they sent in the previous? Oh, and you don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, great question. So I only use the blue and the red. Now, what I personally do is if a client has been with a separate credit repair company outside of myself, I let them know that I'm not going to send the first round until 60 days after the proof of their last round went out with the other party. That is just a CYOA for myself, and that gives them a clear understanding of when my letters go out, how my letters have generated, and that gives it a little bit more breathing room for me to process. So I'm a person that if they come to me and say, I'm with Bobby, right? I will totally wait and tell them, okay, cool, we're not going to start this process for 60 days. So that whatever they did and whatever verbiage they did is not going to be a problem for me. And I still start with number one. If I'm using the red attack, I start with Pinwheel Super Boosted. If I'm using the blue attack, I use the Nerve Super Boosted. Great questions in the chat. So David Nelson, that is not a question that I can answer tonight. That's a great question. The question that David asked is, how do we challenge the court for eviction removal? It is a little bit of process. What I will advise is that in the pro class, they do go over different disputing methods in addition to. So this one is kind of for beginners, and that's a little bit more advanced. So I want to make sure that you're in the right room to get that answer. But it is a process. You have to get the court information at the court. You have to go get the information from the court, from that county, and then dispute it through those channels. But that's a great question. Okay, so I answered all the questions in the chat. Anyone wants to come off mute and ask any questions here? Sorry.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
How can I get a copy of my credit report? Because I was getting asked for that also with
Are right here.
Yeah, Dispute Panda. And when I was doing the dispute earlier with the bank, they said that I needed to get that. So they was telling me where I could go get one from. But since I'm on you and I figured you would know, where should I get that from?
Right here. The
From
Credit
right here?
Dino site is where you get your credit report.
Okay, so I could it just prints out. I'll get it tonight. Like
Yeah, if
immediately?
you go online today and you answer all the questions, you can see your credit report in real time tonight. Absolutely.
All right, 'cause I got the scores, but I need the report. That's what they're saying.
Yes, you can get the actual full report, like just how I showed you here, where we were able to go ahead and see the full report. This is from Credit Dino. It plugged in, it pulled in, so you can either print it out, you can save it and email it to your bank person if that's what they need to be able to support. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
become an affiliate and
So this is Credit Dino's link right here.
yep, I just dropped it in the chat for y'all.
I also have one question. If I have Experian, would I be able to upload a PDF on that with the
No.
report or no? Okay.
Nope. So the only credit monitoring softwares that we use, hold on 1 second, integration, dispute options. Excuse me. So out here for affiliate links, it's Credit Dino, Smart Credit, MyScore IQ, and Identity IQ. Those are the only softwares that are compatible with the Dispute Panda software.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you'd have to get one of these. Again, the perks for here are better because you'll get the full 7-year report. So to your point, Ray, you'll be able to pull your full 7-year report and be able to take it to your banker.
Okay.
David asked, when is Pro Night? Pro Night is Thursday, boo, and Dominique is here on Thursday night to go through the Dispute Panda calls with us. So if you want to sign up, you can go ahead and upgrade and then be able to be in the Dispute Panda nights with us. And the onboarding classes are there as well. My pleasure. All right, Corey, what question do you have? You can come off mute. Mic check 1. That baby's so cute. Corey, you still with me? Why Corey put up his hand and Corey just gonna leave me like this? Corey, why you just gonna leave me like this, Corey? Corey said, you still there, Corey? Or you got your questions answered? It looks like Corey may have had his questions answered, but that's a cute baby, Corey. Good job. Any other question that anyone else has?
I didn't catch it from the beginning, so just go back to where I don't know if you could see what I did last night on your end. I had already started it, but I discontinued when I couldn't give you the documents y'all needed. So just go back to disputepanda.com, right?
So you're saying you already signed up is what you're saying?
Yeah,
okay,
I started
so
everything.
you would click login.
Yeah.
And then you would just log into your Dispute Panda software. And then
Okay.
once you log in, you would go to, did you already load yourself in as a client?
I got up to the part when it was telling me for asking for the identification.
Okay, so you were basically, okay, cool. So you were basically, hold on, let me go back to Mikkel. Okay, so you were basically here, hold on, I'm gonna have to stop sharing because I want to make sure that I don't disclose anybody's username and whatnot. Hold on. Okay, because I promise you guys, every single class I forget, and then I always have to get them to edit it out. Okay, so you were here with the IDs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is come back.
No, I didn't even get there. I got to where it was saying asking for the list of things, and then I just stopped right there.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah, right there.
So do you have the other items that's on the list?
I have my driver's license. I could get my cell phone bill in the morning, and I have my citizenship. I got my it's an old social security card number, so it's I had to get the name changed, everything. So I got a new one coming in like about 20 days or so like that. So I'm just waiting on that. But I got the driver's license and I could get the bill, not a problem. So maybe I can use those two, right?
Yep. Or you can use a rent lease agreement, mortgage statement, bank statement, paycheck stub, W-2 form, any of those you can use.
Oh, pay stubs too?
Yep, see, that's why I showed you guys the screen so you can see.
All
Pay
right,
check
cool.
stub,
I can do that
W-2.
tonight then, because I got a pay stub and I got my driver's license right here. So just take a picture and upload it, right?
That's it.
All right.
Get it done. Absolutely. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
So
Okay.
I have a question.
1 second, Jason, before you go, Corey raised his hand again. What question did you have, Corey? And I'm gonna come back to you, Jason.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, my love. How are you?
All right, I'm fine. All right. I'm sitting in front of my screen right now. I got a few questions, but they kind of brief. I understand what's going on. The first thing is I'm using Smart Credit, right?
Okay.
And I know they was talking about like this white label when you could just drop your credit report in like a PDF, but when I save mine to the PDF and I try to drop it in there, it's not allowing me to do it. So I got to go in and change it, and format it and put it in the long way and just drop it in, and it comes out like a bunch of code. So I'm trying to figure out why can't I drop it in like, as a regular PDF.
Okay, so I want you to go back to the training. There is a different training for Smart Credit on how you can import. So Smart Credit is a little bit different. You have to get the HTML codes.
Yep.
Smart Credit in order for you to be able to do it. So I think, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, the HTML is like when you just go to the thing and then take out one part, but then
you ain't even gotta do that. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Send you the link right now. Hold on. So there was a PDF that was sent out that made it easy for you. Okay, so this is it. So if you use this, can you see my screen right now?
A little something. I'm gonna screenshot it and I could just look at it later.
And I'm actually gonna I'm just gonna drop the actual link in the bio. But oh look, JM, come on, JM. My moderators is thebomb.com.
There we go. All right.
So JM actually dropped the training video in there and he dropped the coding that needs to be behind it. So the situation with Smart Credit is they changed their formatting and you cannot save it as a PDF. You have to transport it over to HTML. So if you do not have it, you can reach out to your person that is at Smart Credit. They actually sent a PDF letter that says this is how we do it now. So for anyone that has Smart Credit, that's how you would do it. You would have to make sure it says simple.htm (format equal HTML in all caps. If you don't have that, it's not going to work. And then you go back to doing what you were doing before, which is view source code.
Yep.
You copy it and then you go ahead and paste it in the tab.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. That was the long way. All right. Number two, I got a couple of questions. So like, all right, as far as what I was about to say. Oh, okay. Like I had did something for someone and basically a family member, and they had like a lot of things that needed to be fixed. So as far as the attacks, what's like the most, I think I sent the pinwheel. So is that the most efficient way, or is there something else I could have used? Because I had to drop like a lot. They had like a lot of stuff on the credit report. It was like, I think 24 items that it identified. So I'm just trying to see like which would be the most efficient attack to put it up there so I can just kind of get it off.
Pick a flow and go. You already did the pinwheel. So are you doing the black attack or are you doing it for the red attack?
No, I'm not sure about. I can look though.
Yeah, look and see which pinwheel did you use. Did you use pinwheel premium or did you use pinwheel super boosted?
I did the super boosted.
Okay, so that means you're gonna work the flow.
Supreme boosted, yeah, supreme boosted. All right.
So you're gonna work the flow of the red and you're gonna track what's going on and then work the flow. There's not a right or a wrong way to do it, to be quite honest.
And now for the last question, because I know they said you could put the recipient, the receiver as the recipient or whatever. Okay, I didn't really understand it, but I kind of looked at some more videos and I figured that part out. Does that slow down the response time as far as when they trying to, get you letters back or the inquiry, like the letters that they're gonna send back, or they just the regular?
No, it doesn't slow anything down. I've never experienced a slowdown because of the recipient information.
Oh, got you. And my last question is, I
like chocolate. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Okay, I got you. I got you guys to mail out the letters. So I'm looking through my documents tab and everything. How can I figure out like if it's been received? Like I know it don't track it like through the the actual where it's going at, but like where can I look at and see if they actually received it in my dashboard?
So did you send it out certified or first class?
Certified.
Okay, so if it's certified, when you come here, you'd be able to see the information normally so that you'd be able to see where it is, and you can also see it in the client tab.
In the
So,
client tab, so I could click on, hold on, letter on clients. And I'm in the clients tab, so I just click on the client, right? Click on that. And then where would I go from there to see where the letters, because I don't see anything.
okay, do you see my screen, my love? You click on history, it automatically takes you to letters.
No, I'm
And
looking at the right
The tracking information would be right there.
letters. Okay,
No,
well,
so
now
if you're in the client, you would go to history.
go to history, because yeah, it's not showing your screen right now. It's just showing your face. Hold on, history. Okay, I'm looking at that, and I see all the letters.
And then if there's a tracking code already assigned, it will be here, and then you'd be able to click on it.
I got you. I see that right there. Tracking code. Oh, I got here. Go right here. All right, I appreciate that.
Anytime, I'm here for answers. Come on now.
I got you. I got you. All right.
So, and then when you want to see the reports, you can literally under history, you see the reports, you see the credit score, all of the things.
Yeah, I got all that. Like I said, it's kind of, self-explanatory,
Yeah.
like just a few little ins and outs that I need to know. But like I said, I appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I move on to David and is it Tyrese? I saying it right? Yeah. I could be wrong. Ty, I'm coming. I know it's Ty, T-Y. I'll be right up. Jason, what was your question before I move on to David and Ty?
He pretty much asked it for me, so.
Okay. I love that for us. Okay. If you have think of another question, come back, pull back up. All right. Hey, David, what question do you have for me tonight? David, which is my last name now that I'm trying to learn how to write. Mr. Nelson, mic check 1 2 1 2. You with us? Mr. Nelson? I'm leaning in like I'm a hair better. Don't judge my life, y'all. Just understand it's late night. It's late night. Mr. David. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to Ty. Go ahead, Ty. What's your question?
Okay, so yeah, you have my name right. It is Tyrese, but Ty is fine. So my question is for the driver's license, obviously is preferred, but have you ran into issues with state IDs?
I have not. I have used so when I first moved to Texas and I wanted to go ahead and do some letters because we had to do some inquiries and stuff to get into Texas, I personally did not have a state ID, so I used my passport and I used a supporting letter. I was completely fine.
Okay.
So all of those work.
Okay, my next question is, can your driver's license or state ID still serve as your proof of address?
I have heard people do that. I just personally like to send them more information than not, because I've seen that they like to stall if all the boxes are not checked. So in theory, the way that this is read, the valid driver's license falls under proof of ID as well as proof of address. But I like to be safe than sorry. So if the client has the driver's license or a state ID, I'll ask them for a bank information or whatever. But it has, I have had people that they only use just the ID and the social security card, and they've been fine. They haven't had a stall. The only time I've seen a hiccup is with TransUnion. Now, what I want to clarify is the system will not allow you to go through unless both of these boxes are checked. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're using the driver's license as the proof of identification and the address, then that means whatever supporting documents you're putting in, the social or whatever, is going to end up having to go here, or you will not be able to go to the next round, like to be able to generate an attack. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But the system needs both of these red boxes to be checked off before the dispute process can go.
Got it.
All right. So just talking systemically, that's where you would have to place those two. Again, the only time I've ever seen a kickback was with TransUnion when they were being difficult, child. You know, TransUnion is the problem child. data problem chat.
Okay.
All right,
I
great.
have
you.
a question again.
Okay, who said that? Was that Jason?
Jason. Yep.
Okay, what question do you have, my love?
Okay, so my first round that I had did with you guys, right? I kind of messed up. I self-taught myself. I saw it on TikTok, Dispute Panda, and I went ahead and I just did my own thing.
Okay.
I did the pinwheel attack, which is the basic one. I
Okay.
didn't click handwritten or none of that. I just did that. I really didn't get much. I really didn't get anything off, to be honest.
Okay.
So should I see better results now that I'm doing the Supreme Boosted?
You should see better results now that you're working a flow. You follow what I'm saying? So when you say you really didn't see any results, did you see results, or you just didn't see the kind of results you wanted, or
No, I
did
didn't see anything, to be honest.
So when you pulled your updated report, nothing changed. No
Nothing
addresses,
changed.
no nothing.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that did change. The addresses removed, the names removed, but that's
Okay.
about it.
So let me be clear while we're in this safe bubble. If you are generating the letter and you're having a conversation and something moves, you can't say nothing changed. It may not have been quantifiably in the account section, but a movement is a movement. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that if you sent out a letter and address changed, something was done. It may not have been what you were looking for, such as an account removal or an inquiry removal, but something did shift. And that's still something you want to track, because now what you can say is, okay, well, I did the pinwheel. I just did the standard pinwheel, and I still was able to get off an address, a name, an incorrect date of birth. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you know, if you end up just so happen doing that letter, what was able to be moved off of this particular type of account. Am I making sense?
Yep.
Okay. I love that for you. But what was your follow-up question? My bad, because you said nothing happened. You know, I don't like nothing. I was like, wait, what you mean?
No, I get you. I know. I just wanted to see like your input. Like, would you think that I would see now, kind of what I want to see with the Supreme Boosted?
I don't know if you're going to see what you want to see. I like to be transparent. To be quite honest, every single round of letters, sometimes I will get an account off, inquiry off, and name correction. Sometimes I might just get account. Sometimes I might just get inquiries. So when you're doing the flow, you can't go into it saying, I specifically want this repo off, because you don't know if that's what's going to be taken off with that round of letters. But what you have to do is pick a flow and work that flow from start to finish, because you're going to see the results once you do that in real time.
Okay, so and by flow you mean like just keep on doing it, keep on doing it.
This is a flow. So this is an attack flow that you're looking at right now. So the red attack, round 1 is the pinwheel super boosted. Round 2 is the round kick premium. Round 3 is the round kick supreme. That is a flow. We're giving you how you should send out your letters, in what orders and on what day. Work that flow. But to say that, oh, this is going to come off at this time, we can't tell you that. I can't tell you if it's going to be a repo, if it's going to be bankruptcy, or if it's just going to be a regular account, or if it's going to be an inquiry. Because everyone's profile is different, there's no guaranteed answer for what's going to come off of one letter. But what I will advise is that I've never gotten to round 6 and things never move for me. Like, I've never gotten there. So that's why I want you to track when you say nothing moved. Wait, be clear. Make sure that you're tracking what has actually come off and what hasn't come off when you're around, because everything counts. The goal for credit repair is one name, one address, one social security number, one date of birth. Everything's supposed to be one, nice and clean. You follow what I'm saying? And that also helps if those old accounts are attached to if those negative accounts are attached to old addresses. If you're getting those addresses off, it's easier for you to dispute when you're moving forward. You follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So great job. Pick a flow and go, honey. Okay, red, blue, black, and white. Pick a flow and go.
Okay, I have another question. How do I follow this flow? Because I'm a little lost with that.
How do you get? So I was showing at the beginning of class, you would go to the training tab. So if you're in Dispute Panda, you're going to click on training, and it will take you to the training site. At the very top of the training site, it says Dispute Panda Attack Guide. And you actually have a set of flows that you can select and go with. And they tell you which ones have to be certified, which ones do not need to be certified.
Got it.
Okay, and if you're in Dispute Panda, you would click on the training tab on your left and it will take you to there as well. And my big homie JM just plugged in the link for you to download it right away. So you can, once you get to the training tab at the very top, before you even get to the videos, is the actual guide for you to click and download for free 99. So you can literally dispute on autopilot. Okay?
Got it.
All right, I love these questions. All right, Jason, I'll talk to you later. I gotta go back to Ty, okay? Because Ty looking at me all mean and stuff. And I ain't got no time for nobody looking at me mean. So hold on a second, Jason. I'll be right back. Hey, Ty, what's your question?
That look wasn't for you. Do you recommend or should you be doing the static letters for the secondary reporting agencies before you start doing all your rounds? And if so, how long should you wait until you start your first attack after the static letters?
So my day one includes the static letters for my day one. So I'm sending out 2 LexisNexis, a Novus, LCI, ARS, Credco, Clarity, all of that is going out. The secondary bureau have nothing to do with the primary bureaus. So I'm still sending out my regular round to the credit bureaus. And because I have Pro, when I send out my disputes to the credit bureaus, I'm also sending the disputes to the creditors.
Okay.
Okay, but there's no gap that you have to worry about because the secondary people is that secondary 2 times secondary, they ain't that important. They're not stopping the flow. One monkey ain't stopping no show. Any other questions?
Okay.
But remember, this is free as long as you have money in your bucket.
Yeah. You know what? I actually have 2 clients in there now, and I had them go to Credit Dino, and I got the free attacks in there. But when I went to go actually do it, it didn't use it. I had to add some credit, which I didn't have a problem with, but what am I doing wrong?
If that happened to you, send a message to info@Dispute Panda and let them know so they can give you back. Because it should be automatic. Like, remember when I just showed you guys that it popped up on the screen that it said you earned 1 credit? You should have gotten this when you imported the credit report, and then right here it should have added it to that client. So if for some reason you had that experience, I do remember before they did an update, there were a couple of people that had that issue. Just send a message to info@Dispute Panda and they'll give you back your free credit for that specific client.
Okay, perfect. Because I still have them in there, both of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just let them
All
know.
right.
Okay. Oh, that was my Cardi B. Okay. Corey, what? Wait, do you have any other questions?
I'm gonna skip
No,
nobody.
I'm trying to figure out how to put my hand down.
I got you. Don't worry
Okay,
about
I
it.
got it.
Okay, cool. All right. Hey, Corey, mic check 1 2 1 2. What question you got for me?
Oh no, I'm good, man. I was trying to figure out how you was pulling up that attack guide, but I just went and found the PDF and just saved it.
Okay, you go to training. So if you're looking at my screen right now, you would click on training tab. So if you're inside the Dispute Panda, there's a training tab button. You click on that training tab. At the very top, it says Dispute Panda Attack Guide once it opens.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I figured it out while you was on the phone or you was talking to the other clients.
You from New York?
Yeah, I live in Carolina now, but yeah,
I knew you sound like my best friend. I grew up in Brooklyn. That's why I was like, why he sound like Jelani?
Up there too. All right.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got that. You need anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right. Mr. David, what you got for me? And then I'm going to go to you, Ryan, and then we're going to close out, I promise. What you got for me, Mr. David?
No, it was Ray that was talking. You
Oh,
can hear me?
well, your hands are up, so you don't have a question?
Oh, no, that's somebody else's hand. That's David.
That's what I'm saying. David, do you have a question?
I think he might be gone.
No, he's there. It shows in the camera.
Oh, but my question is real quick though.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna, being that I'm already in, like we just spoke about. By the way, I'm Brooklyn too. I'm in Brooklyn right now, Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? All the West Indians.
Flatbush, hey.
Yeah. But yeah, so am I gonna just continue on with setting up first, or should I just go straight to the Dino link? Because I need that credit report tonight if I could get it.
Then you need to go to the credit Dino link to get it.
For the
If you
credit.
get your credit report, focus on what your primary is, which is getting the
Yeah.
credit report, and then
Yeah.
you can upload the information. Once you create your username and password, you can come back in and put it in the system.
All right, cool. So just go straight to the credit Dino, and they'll send it to my email, or
You'll see it in real time, my love. As soon as
Real
you
time?
sign up, after you do everything, you see how it says view. So you
Yeah.
have to put in your information, confirm that you are who you say you are. So it asks like some security questions. You verify your information, and then you put your card information on file, and in real time, once you get signed up, you're able to view your information.
so okay, so I could keep that and print that out. 'Cause I need to give that to somebody on the bank.
No problem.
All right, cool. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Okay, so David said he had microphone mic check 1-2 issues. So you good? David said, I sent out letters to clean up my addresses. It's been 10 days. Do I need to wait 30 days? Wait 30 days to send an attack? No. So if you sent out letters for your address, that's fine. Because every attack round that is generated automatically includes the personal information letter as well. So you can go ahead and go into your first round. You don't have to wait. I personally send out personal information letter, which is to remove the incorrect addresses, names, date of birth, all of those things. I send that out day 1. I want to say my sequence flow. Y'all, I have kids working here. So my sequence flow was day 1, day 10, and day 25. Was my flow. I believe we did an update, but I have to check my SOPs because my kids wrote the updated SOP. But you do not have to wait the 30 days for the personal information letter. No, you do not. You can go ahead and keep going and send your actual round of disputes. Any other questions? You guys have been so awesome today. Shout out to all the new people. Miss Melissa, thank you for coming in the room. I love all y'all beautiful faces and turning on your camera. Ty, I love it. For those of you that couldn't turn on the camera, it's completely okay because you know I can entertain myself because I was the only child for 10 years, okay? So I know how to entertain me and pretend what y'all look like, okay? So no worries at all. If you have any questions or concerns, definitely reach out to customer service. David just dropped that information. It is 24/7. We will be back here on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Any questions you have, you can catch the replay on YouTube. JM just dropped the replay link so you can see YouTube. It does, hopefully it takes a day because let me tell you, I was mommying this morning, okay? So I was mommying, so I hope they cut some of the stuff out. But other than that, you guys have been amazing to work with tonight. I am going to go ahead and ask if you guys have any final questions before I let you go. Any other questions? Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right. So with that being said, I'm about to go wrap my hair and antagonize my husband because that's why we go together. Okay. And I hope you guys have an amazing night. Thank you so much for being here. Be real. Thank you guys so much, David and JM, for being an amazing support system while we were here. If you guys have any new questions, please go ahead and come back on Wednesday. We'll go through onboarding again, and I'll try to get through it a little bit faster to make sure we have a little bit more time for Q&A. Other than that, thanks for being an amazing part of Dispute Panda, and welcome to the family. Oh, before I let y'all go, I'm not gonna say this again. Sign up for the community. I don't care if you're borderline, you're not quite sure what you want to do. David or JM, can y'all drop it in the chat? I need you guys to be a part. Thank you. I need you guys to be a part of the community. That is the only way, especially if you're new in these credit streets, you're wanting some support, you're wanting some help. Do not feel like you're out here by yourself. You have experts. Dominique Brown is an expert. A lot of the people on this platform are new as well. So if you have a question, it may just already be in this flow for you to be able to get it. For all of you guys that are on the Dispute Panda Pro, I will check y'all out Thursday. Thursday is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not be like me. I forgot that it was 8 p.m. in this last week. So definitely, if you guys are going to the Pro, we do meet Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, it has been a blessing to be a blessing to you. And I hope to see you guys on Wednesday if you have more questions. If not, continue to be a beast in these credit streets. Bye, y'all.